Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth week of the course Real-Time Operating System, Embedded and Real-Time Operating System. So the last module is Embedded Software Development, Testing Process and Tools. So in this module, we will discuss the two concepts, that is Embedded Software Development Process and Tools. The learning outcome is, after completing this session, student will be able to discuss embedded software development process and show embedded system software tool chain. So these are the two outcomes of this session. And last one is overview of host and target machines. Development process of an embedded system. So there will be one development phase. There are two types. First one is hardware selection. Then after hardware selection, assembly for target system. There will be total assembly of target system. And then next is software part. Then it will develop using edit, test, debug, cycle test. If results are okay, then what? Burns code into device programmer. So after target assembly and this one, there will be our test hardware process. And if the results are okay, then no issue. If the results are not okay, then again it will go to the assembly for target system, and then again we have to test the hardware. If and this the result are related to hardware, and if the results are not okay with the software, then again test, develop, debug the software part, again burn to hardware and again check it. If the results are okay, then no issue, then end the phase. So this is overall development process of embedded system. Next is edit, test, debug cycle implementation phase. So there are various approaches. Approximately there are 5 approaches. So approaches during test debug cycle. First one is using a target system. First phase is. Second is using an emulator for target system. Third is using a target processor and in-circuit emulation. Fourth one is using a simulator for hardware. And last is using an IDE or prototype tool. So these are the approaches during edit, test, debug cycle. So we will see now target system board. So how it will look like. So there will be one target system. It will have, it is just example 8051. It will have one simple microcontroller, and it will have monitor, flash, memory, RAM, port, interfaces. This is for monitor, is for software test and debug. Now this target system can interface target system keypad, target system display, and it will have RS-232 or USB port. For what purpose? To run program or to access this hardware target system. So by using 232C port or USB port. So from PC we will access or we will program this target system. Now let us look at the sophisticated target system. So sophisticated target system consists of high ARM Cortex M3 microcontroller core. It will have SDIO, USB, SPI, MMI card, bus, port interfaces will be there, and it will have monitor, RAM, flash memory, and this part and this bar are connected with the advanced peripheral bus. So this is what our sophisticated target system, and this target system will be programmed by one PC by development host. Next is what is emulator. So emulator is a software or hardware that enables one computer system called host to behave like another computer system called as a guest. So in circuit emulation is a hardware device used to debug the software of an embedded system. So ICE is a hardware device. That device is used to debug software of an embedded system or the target system. So in circuit emulation, there will be one socket, and on that socket our microcontroller unit will be there, and we have our PC, and in between there is in circuit emulator. So there will be RS-232 COM port or USB port and target system emulation circuitry. So this entire is what it is, hardware part. Now our system is connected to the ICE by using TX, RX or RS-232 or USB, and then this socket will have various cables so that we can debug this microcontroller unit by using ICE. So this is how in circuit emulation will work. So pictorial view of this ICE. This is our simple hardware universal emulator pod. This wire came from host system, and this wire is connected to our target system, that is target board. And this is what processor module, target processor, band out chip, peripheral chip, RAM, IO pin protection, all will be there. So this is in circuit emulation. It is hardware part. Now let's have a look at software tools. Editor, where we can edit. Interpreter, where we can interpret every instruction and convert to the program. Compiler, that every single program will be converted to the object code. Assembler, that is assembly language program, is converted to the object code. Cross compiler, cross assembler, and locator. So these are the software tools. One tool is there, that is kit, software development kit. A software development kit is a set of software development tools that allows the creation of application for a certain software package, software framework, hardware platform, computer system, video game console, operating system, or similar development platform. So this tool, software development kit, consists of all the tools which we have seen earlier. And one is there, that is integrated development environment, IDE. So IDE consists of various programs including simulators, editors, compilers, assemblers, emulators, logic analyzer, EEPROM, application code burner. See, so these all software are included in the single platform, that is IDE, integrated development environment. So this tool is used to create our program files for specific target system. Now let's look at the simple IDE, how it will look like. Simple IDE consists of simulator, then emulator, logic analyzer, target system performance evaluator, then C editor, where we can write the code, RTOS, cross assembler, test vector. These are the simple IDE view. Now how sophisticated IDE looks like, let's have a look. IDE with RTOS and network interfacing and protocol support. So that IDE will have support of network interface, that is RJ45 connections, or that IDE can access the internet access, and protocol support will be there, that is RS-232, CAN bus, all these things are included in the IDE. and multi-user designer and programmer. Now how build process will work, let's have a look. There will be source file, that is C or C++, C or C++ assembly. Maybe this C or C++ file will contain main file, and this file contain all the C file related to what? Related to our lcd.c, or any C file related to other hardware part. Now we will use compiler to convert that source file to object code, that will convert that C file to one of the machine code, that is object code .obj file. Now it will generate one object code. Now all these things means, if this is my C file, then linker will be will have very important role to link this main C file, source file, and other C file and or other assembly file. And relocatable is the program to convert that linker file to local. So linker file will generate one relocatable file, and after that will dump to one our target system, that is executable file. So this is how build process will work. It starts from source file and it will end at the executable file. The embedded system software toolchain. Let's have a look at the toolchain. It will have host PC, then IDE or program development kit, C++ or Java or Visual, that GUI tools are available on the host PC. Host processor compiler and cross compiler will be there. Now it will have what? IC, that is in circuit emulator, next is simulator and debugger. So all these things will include in the that software toolchain part. This is our source file and library file. Now that source file will convert, it will have compiler as well, that compiler will convert that source file to the machine code, and then that will link to other machine code files, and that generate locator and to the device programmer by hex file. So this hex file is dumped to the our target system, that is our device in the flash memory. So this is how the toolchain works. We will write our code as a source file, and that code will be converted to the hex file, and that hex file is dumped to our microcontroller FAT. So ICE simulator debugger will be used to debug this target device. Now let's look at the hardware components of host system. It will have high performance processor with caches, then it will have large memory. This is our host system, that is our PC development. ROM, BIOS, read-only memory or basic input-output system. It will have very large memory on disk because we have to save multiple files. Keyboard, mice, display monitor, network connection should be there. Program development kit for high-level language program or IDE, integrated development environment. Host processor compiler and cross compiler or cross assembler. So this all content, this all parameters should contain in the host system. And you know host system, we have one lecture previously, that host system and target system. So whenever you will write your code, you will write that code in your PC or laptop. So these are the hardware component requirement of that laptop or personal computer. Now next is program development toolkit. So it should have editor, means where we will write our code used for writing C code or assembly mnemonics or C++, Java, Visual C++ using the keyboard of the host system, that is PC. It is the piece of one software where we can write our code. Now using GUR for allowing the entry, addition, deletion, insertion, appendix, previously written lines or files, merging record and files at the specific position. It should have compiler, cross assembler, class compiler, assembler. Create source file that store the edited file, file given an appropriate name by programmer. These all should be in our host PC. You can use previously created files, can also integrate the various source file, can save different versions of the source file. So these are the all part of our program development toolkit, and this program development toolkit should be installed on our host PC. Now let's look at the our target and final system. So target system what? Target system differs from a final system. Target system interface with the computer as well works on standalone system. How we can say it will interface with the computer? Because if you want to debug the target system, one have to connect the target system to the IC, that is in circuit emulator, and that IC will be connected to our host PC. As well as if we will define one problem statement, that is one circuitry or microcontroller circuitry, it will sense the light and it will open or it will run the motor. So this is our standalone system. We will place that system in front of our doors and we can use that application. But if we want to add something or we want to debug that target system, so we need what? We need PC to interface the target system with the host system. So target system interface with the computer as well as it will work standalone. In target system might be repeated downloading of the code during the development phase, because if we want to add, we will check whether that the intensity of light is not up to the mark. So we will change that program again. So how we will change? We have to connect the target system with the PC and we have to change the program, and again we have to rewrite that program into that target system. Next is target system copy, made that later on functions as a embedded system. Designer later on simply copies into a final system, or final system may employ ROM in place of flash, EEPROM in embedded system. So this is the target and final system. So up till now we have discussed various points, that is embedded software development process, embedded software development tool chain, and last is host and target machine. So let's move on to the next video.